after Jasper County deputies say that he robbed and hit the mother of his child over a cell phone. The charges he's facing this morning. Plus, House Democrats face thousands of dollars in fines after their 2-week-long quorum break at the state house. We break down what they owe and the bill meant to prevent them from raising funds in the future. And Hampshire Finette ISD students who qualify for reduced meals will now get breakfast and lunch for free when the program starts, and how to sign up. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas, and thanks for waking up with us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Tia has the morning off. Your time is now 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. Let's take a live look outside from our Roofing 911 live Skycam network above Port Arthur as that sun begins to rise. Jeff Gerber standing by right now with today's forecast. How's it looking out there in Southeast Texas today, Jeff?
Well, as you can see there, it looks beautiful out there. Temperatures into the 60s and 70s this morning, so pretty comfortable. 68 right now in Jasper, 69 in Orange, 68 in Beaumont. And then Woodville, Kirbyville, and Silsbee hovering around 70 degrees. We might see a couple of upper 60s in those locations as well before we get through the next hour. And then the warmer spot is down there in Port Arthur at about 74. So a really nice start out there this morning. We have mostly clear skies and expecting mostly sunny skies as we go through the afternoon. Once again, we'll take a look over towards Port Arthur, then we'll switch it to the Horseman store in Orange, where the sun's coming up there over Interstate 10. Current temperatures in the middle 70s over at the Horseman's Western store on our Roofing 911 live Skycam network. It looks like traffic's going along pretty smoothly there. So a really nice start to your Monday. As we look at our numbers for today, we start off around 80 at 9 a.m., 91 at noon, and then we'll see highs today around 94 to about 96 with a little bit of an east wind. So looking good on your day planner. We do see rain this next 7 days. We'll look at that coming up in weather.
Thank you, Jeff. A Vidor man arrested this weekend after authorities say that he assaulted the mother of his child while stealing her cell phone. This all going down at the parking lot of a Little League ballpark in Buna. Now, according to Jasper County Sheriff Chuck Hafford, around 5 p.m. Saturday, 21-year-old Kenneth Phelps hit the woman in the face several times with his fist. She tried to fight back and get her phone back, but she wasn't able to. Phelps, he apparently reached out to the sheriff's office himself afterwards to make his own report. He was arrested and taken to the Jasper County Jail. He's now charged with second-degree felony robbery. And across Texas, state lawmakers are returning to the Capitol today to tackle more items on the special session agenda now that a new congressional map is on the way to the governor's desk. Democrats, they're also preparing to face the consequences of their quorum break. State Representative Charlie Guerin chairs the Committee on House Administration, and he sent a letter to House Democrats totaling up their fines. According to him, they each owe nearly $10,000, $500 for each day that they were absent, which over 14 days comes out to $7,000. They're also paying more than $2 grand each in cost on getting them back to the state. It's unclear when they're going to have to pay that up. Now, House Democrats, they're also not allowed to use campaign funds to pay these fines. Congressional Democrats and other donors, they were using fundraising to cover the cost of breaking quorum, but now a new bill could stop them from doing so in the future. And today, the House Committee on Elections are going to hear testimony on House Bill 18. It would limit how much that they could take in contributions while breaking quorum. Donations that exceed their daily per diem, just over $200, must be returned within 5 days. If not, they could be fined up to $5,000 per contribution. That bill would also stop them from spending campaign funds on travel, food, or housing during their absence. And these new congressional maps, which passed in the state Senate Saturday morning, they're already facing their first legal challenge. The legal challenge argues that the redrawn districts, they are racially discriminatory, diminishing the voting power of minority groups and violating voter protection laws. Governor Abbott, though, he says that he's confident that the maps are on solid legal ground.
What is allowed by the United States Supreme Court is drawing maps for political reasons. And these were drawn for political reasons to ensure that Republicans would have greater representation in Congress.
Democrats, they're up against a time crunch. The longer that a court fight drags on, the less likely that the courts will take any action on the new maps before the midterm elections. And President Donald Trump, he is praising the state Senate's passage of the maps. On social media, he thanked Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and also endorsed him for his re-election next year. And meanwhile, the family of Jeffrey Epstein victim is criticizing the Justice Department after released recordings show that Ghislaine Maxwell downplayed her role and seemingly cleared some of Epstein's powerful friends. Rhiannon Alley has more.
This morning, new outrage over a meeting between the Justice Department and Jeffrey Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell.
There's no list. There's never been a list.
And you never heard Mr. Epstein talk about such a list?
Never.
The family of Virginia Giuffre, one of Maxwell's victims, now slamming the DOJ, saying it gave Maxwell a, quote, platform to rewrite history, adding, the content of these transcripts is in direct contradiction with felon Ghislaine Maxwell's conviction for child sex trafficking. The fierce criticism coming after the DOJ released recordings of Maxwell's meeting with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, the country's second highest ranking law enforcement official and President Trump's former personal attorney.
I did introduce him to women. I did, but not underage women.
Maxwell, who is serving a 20-year sentence for sex trafficking minors, also claimed that none of Epstein's powerful friends was involved in anything illegal, including Presidents Trump and Clinton.
I never witnessed the president in any inappropriate setting in any way. The president was never inappropriate with anybody. In the times that I was with him, he was a gentleman in all respects.
You're not aware of President Clinton ever going to the island?
He never, absolutely never went.
Just days after her interview with Blanche, Maxwell was moved to a minimum security prison in Texas. Giuffre's family calling the move a, quote, travesty of justice, while an attorney for dozens of alleged victims stresses that Maxwell has a history of lying and was already charged with perjury.
It's back to school and fall classes are beginning today at Lamar Institute of Technology. As students return to campus to start the new semester, we are wishing everyone the best of luck from all of us here at 12 News Daybreak. And new this morning, Woodville ISD is celebrating the opening of its brand new elementary campus today. Everyone is invited to a ribbon cutting ceremony this evening at 5:30 p.m. There's going to be a reception after and open come and go tours where guests can explore the new campus until 7 p.m. Also looking ahead now to September 1st, where Hampshire Finette ISD students who qualify for reduced meals are going to start getting both breakfast and lunch at no cost. It's all thanks to funding from the Texas Department of Agriculture. Families need to fill out an application to determine eligibility, which can be submitted online through schoolcafe.com. All other students who don't qualify for free or reduced meals will still be required to pay for them. Now, according to a Facebook post from the district, the change aims to make sure that more children have access to daily nutrition, helping them learn, grow, and succeed in the classroom and beyond. And as your child prepares for school by loading up their books, it's important to tell them not to overdo it. Megan Bragg explains the impact that overloading a child's backpack can have on their body.
From 2019 to 2021, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says about 1,200 kids went to the ER due to backpack-related injuries to kids.
We do know that heavy backpacks can contribute to chronic neck pain, chronic back pain, chronic shoulder pain, and even chronic headaches in some children. And so we definitely want to make sure that the backpack isn't too heavy.
Brown University Health states girls and smaller children have a greater risk of getting injured because they usually weigh less but carry the same load as older children. So what's the sweet spot? Brown University Health suggests that your child should not be carrying more than 10 to 15% of their body weight on their backs. That means if a child weighs 60 pounds, their backpack should not exceed 6 to 9 pounds.
So maybe instead of 10 folders, maybe making sure that they have maybe one binder with dividers so you can cut down on some of the extra items that you have. And then just making sure that you're reviewing each day what they may need and making sure that they have exactly what's needed for that day and not unnecessary items.
It's also important to have correct placement. That means straps over both shoulders and making sure it's not hung too low and not too tight.
And now that we're back to school, don't forget to send in your nominations for our Golden Apple Award. That can be a teacher or anyone in the field of education. Just head on over to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple to nominate someone. And in your health news, preschoolers and kindergartners born during the COVID-19 pandemic, they're starting the school this year. And reporter Connor Reels spoke with a childhood development specialist to explore how this unique group may experience the classroom differently.
Born into a world with limited social interaction and restricted public spaces, COVID's first class of babies is starting kindergarten this year.
We have noticed some pros and cons relating to social emotional learning and development.
At the Tidewater Community College Childhood Development Center, Senior Director Sierra Streeter has seen slight changes in social emotional learning in 2 to 5-year-olds. But first, what is social emotional learning?
How children learn to relate to themselves and others.
Okay, so what are those positive impacts of an early childhood lived through a pandemic?
A lot of those littles have spent a lot of time with their families, with their parents. So we have seen some strengths. So more empathy, willing to learn and relate to others.
While there are other aspects of development that will take more support than usual.
How to share, how to be in community with others, listening to your teacher, following directions, keeping your hands to yourself. So a little bit more than usual.
But Streeter says not much more different than usual. The differences are slight and can be made up both in the classroom and at home.
It's to read with their children daily, talk about numbers and shapes, patterns daily, looking at environmental prints, again, being curious about the world around them.
Streeter adds that new students may need to reset more than usual, so make room for the occasional deep breath as the next generation embarks on their educational journey from a very different starting point.
Well, still ahead on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, Southeast Texas fan favorite DJ Daniel's latest mission to help others while he battles cancer.
And it's a nice start for August out there. Temperatures into the 70s and 60s for this morning. So a nice August morning with some upper 60s. Looks like highs today, though, soar back up into the middle 90s. We'll have your forecast for today and the next 7 days coming up.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Good Monday morning. I hope your Monday's starting off good. We're about 7:15 right now, and temperatures hovering around 70 degrees, some upper 60s, some lower 70s. Looking pretty nice to start off on this Monday. One of the warmer spots is Port Arthur, only at about 74. Then we drop back to 70 through Kirbyville, Silsbee, and Woodville. And then we throw in some 60s, 68 right now in Beaumont, 69 in Orange, and Jasper currently at about 68. So a really nice start to your morning, pretty comfortable out there. Here comes the sun up over Beaumont. You can see Beaumont over there to the left side of your screen. We have our 12 News studio camera pointed over towards the east to watch the sun come up for this morning. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. And you can see skies are clear out there this morning. We might see a few clouds later on today, but looks like a mostly sunny and hot afternoon. Expecting highs in the middle 90s for today. Not so sunny up towards Oklahoma City. They're dealing with some rain and thunderstorms for this morning. Some of this is tracking off towards the south and east, but it will stay north of this front. This front does eventually drop down towards us, looks like towards the weekend, and that could bring us a chance for some elevated rain coverages, maybe around 40 to 50%. Until then, I won't see any rain today, and then low end rain chances as we head towards the middle part of the week. So mostly sunny, like I said, for today. Temperatures climbing through the 80s, and eventually we'll hit about 90 at lunchtime, and then into the middle 90s for highs today. 94 to about 96. Add in the humidity, we'll be up there into the lower to middle 100s, about 102 to 105 for later on this afternoon. We drop off into the 80s this evening, and then we push back into the 70s again for tomorrow morning. Maybe not quite as cool, but definitely looking at a lot of lower 70s up towards the lakes area to start off on Tuesday. Out in the tropics, this is Fernand. It's a tropical storm. You can see it's moving off towards the east. It's always been a fish storm, continue to be a fish storm, not even coming close to the U.S. And then that little X there in the Caribbean is a little weak weather system that the Hurricane Center was only given a 10% chance of development over the next 7 days. So we'll watch it, but it shouldn't be doing anything. Our forecast, mostly sunny. East winds at 3 to 8, and we'll see highs in the middle 90s, back into the middle to lower 70s for tonight. Mostly clear skies, light variable winds. 7-day forecast, like I said, low end rain coverages Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, 20%, maybe a couple isolated showers, just hot. And then over the weekend, that's when we start to bring back a better chance of rain. That front comes into the area with some disturbances, and we'll go 40-50% over the weekend. Hopefully, we won't see a washout or anything like that, just some scattered showers here and there. We'll continue to update the forecast as we get closer to the weekend. Maybe we can bring some of those numbers down as far as those rain coverages.
Yeah, as I look at those tropics there, it's hard to believe that it's the anniversary today of Harvey and also Katrina when it was first hitting Florida there all those years ago. So it just goes to show you that those tropics could be a whole lot more active right now.
Yeah, I mean, when we get into the first part of September, that's typically the peak of hurricane season. And right now, it looks like quiet through probably about September 2nd or 3rd. So a little unusual for this time of year, for sure.
I hope there's no big surprises in there, but we'll see. Thank you, Jeff. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. And this morning we are getting an update on a young man who is well known here in Southeast Texas. This is video from one of DJ Daniel's swearing-in ceremonies last month, where he met Jasper County Sheriff Chuck Havard and Newton County Sheriff Colton Havard. He's now an honorary officer or deputy at law enforcement agencies across the Golden Triangle and beyond. DJ, he has been battling brain cancer, but his fighting spirit means that he refuses to let it keep him down. And with help from some very famous friends, DJ is on a new mission to help others like him. Stephanie Simmons from our sister station shares his story from a recent charity event.
A notable face, Houston's DJ Daniel continues to inspire others, raising money for charity despite his own health struggles. At his latest event, he wasn't the only famous face.
He put out a video for Jason Aldean to answer, and we didn't think he was gonna, but he responded so fast.
DJ and his dad Theodis partnered with country music star Jason Aldean and others to host a day of events and raise money for Heroes for Children. When it came time for the concert, DJ, who suffers from a rare form of brain and spinal cancer, had a major setback.
So he just started having seizures, one on Monday, and then at the concert. And some of the artists that were there, they saw him laying on the floor. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, The way he was looking, and I had never seen this before, I was unsure that he was even going to come back, to the same normal DJ.
How long had it been since the last seizure?
5 years ago.
DJ rallied, recovered, and appeared with Aldean on stage. I saw this beautiful picture of you on stage with Jason Aldean hugging him. Was he just as you imagined in person? What did he say to you?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really remember much because I had that seizure.
Despite the scare, DJ is pressing on with his goal of becoming an honorary member of different government agencies. His total is more than 3,200.
I got one more thing to show you. Secret Service badge.
That's the Secret Service.
Another award for the cancer warrior with a winning attitude.
Love to see that. Your time is now 7:20. Time for some trending news. And about 2,000 New Yorkers, they had a blast yesterday in the Big Apple after mayoral candidate Zoran Mamdani announced a citywide scavenger hunt. Check out this announcement from Saturday.
Hello, my friends. I have to come clean. I have something to hide. Many things, in fact, because we're doing a scavenger hunt.
He's become quite the social media sensation. The scavenger hunt, it kicked off at Union Square and took people across the boroughs, doubling as a transit tour, which is fitting because Mamdani has promised fast fare free buses in the Big Apple. It wrapped up at a cafe in Astoria where Mamdani was waiting for photo ops with his supporters. And pets are always getting into trouble, and this morning we are getting a look at this year's winner for the most unusual pet insurance claim of the year. And his story is a doozy. Meet Zaya. He's a puppy from Northern California. He found himself in the middle of a real-life bullfight, bravely leaping into action to protect his human from a loose, angry bull on their morning walk. Poor Zaya ended up getting kicked in the jaw, dislodging one of his teeth, hence the claim. What a brave pup. And reality star Vicky Pattison left fans both shocked and grossed out this weekend in a video for Butternut's Box's Walkie series. The Geordie Shore star let a dog lick inside of her mouth. Yes, really. Pattison shrugged it off, saying that, it makes them happy, and even went in for round 2. It's really gross, guys. Fans, they flooded the comments with reactions like, "Can I unsee this?" "No, you can't." Even Pattison had to admit that it was a lot, saying, "This did not go down well." It definitely left viewers doing a double take. That's too much. All right, that sun is now getting up there in the sky here above Orange. Your time is now 7:22, and Jeff Gerber, he's going to be right back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business. Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan, kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. Today may just be the day to throw it all to chance. There was no winner in Saturday's Powerball drawing, and that means that the jackpot is climbing again. The prize money now up to over $750 million, making it the biggest jackpot of the year so far and the 10th largest in the game's history. Tonight is your next chance to play. The winner would go home with roughly $338 million after taxes. That's not so bad.
Bus stop forecast not bad this morning. Temperatures into the lower 70s. Very warm though at recess 88 and then hot on the way home. Crank that AC if you jumping in mom's car. 95. Riding the bus, not too cool there. Our coastal marine forecast, water temperatures in the upper 80s. Northeast to southeasterly wind at 5 to 10 knots. Seas only about a foot. Sunrise was 6:50 this morning. Our sun sets at 7:46. Look for a light chop on the inland lakes and bays for today. No rain in the forecast. Right now at Texas Point, we're seeing north winds between about 7 to 8 miles an hour. So looking pretty good out there. We're expecting temperatures to rise up into the middle 90s today. We will start to bring rain chances back into the forecast. Low end rain chances through Thursday, but then for the weekend, holiday weekend, looks like it could be a little wet. We'll have a complete 7-day forecast for you coming up in weather in just a little bit.
Thank you, Jeff. Coming up on 12 News Plus here on Daybreak, 8 years ago today, the Golden Triangle was forever changed. A look back at Hurricane Harvey and what it cost Southeast Texas. Plus, the shrimp recall expands to more than just Walmart brands. The latest concerns over possible radioactive contamination, and school's back in session, but college campuses on edge after 3 shooting hoaxes. The latest on those investigations. Your time is now 7:27. We'll be right back. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Tia has the morning off. Your time's now 7:30, so let's take a look at your top stories this morning. First up, Texas EquiSearch and Beaumont police discovered a body Saturday on Concord Road. Detectives believe that it may be 66-year-old Linda Rogers, who was reported missing in May of last year. Now, just days after she went missing, Rogers' great-nephew told us that she disappeared from a group home and had gone missing before. Anyone with any other information should call police or Crime Stoppers. We'll keep you updated. And in Port Neches, a domestic dispute triggered a SWAT standoff Friday night after a 21-year-old man shot his father in the abdomen, then shot himself, though not fatally. Now, initially, Carlos Rendon Jr., he wouldn't respond to officers' commands, but he eventually came out with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound to the face. He was taken to a Houston hospital. As for his father, Carlos Rendon Sr., he was taken to St. Elizabeth in critical but stable condition. And one person was hurt early Saturday morning in a shooting in Beaumont. Police say that officers heard several gunshots around 2:15 a.m., then screaming, which led them to a house in the 3100 block of Grand Avenue. That home was found riddled with bullet holes, and several people were inside when it happened. Now, just one victim in this. They had minor injuries, and they were taken to the hospital. Let's go ahead and take a live look now outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam network, looking above Beaumont. The sun is up, and Jeff Gerber is standing by with today's forecast. How's it looking out in Southeast Texas today, Jeff?
Looks good. We don't have any rain in the forecast for today, so you can leave those umbrellas at home for once. And we're looking at some beautiful temperatures out there for this morning, a mix of 60s and 70s. See now, Kirbyville's dropped into the 60s at 69, as well as Orange and Beaumont. Jasper's at 68. Right at 70 in Woodville and Silsbee, and then 74 in Port Arthur. Outside, like I said, you're looking at lots of sunshine. Here's the view from right here at our 12 News studio, brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing. You can see downtown Beaumont there, kind of to the left center of your screen. Looking like a great start this morning. Just clear skies out there. We'll see a few clouds pop up today, but no rain in the forecast. As we look at satellite and radar, you can see all the activity is well to our north for this morning. Nothing going on across Southeast Texas. As we take a quick look at our day planner, we're looking at temperatures up into the middle 90s for today. No rain in the forecast, 95 though, so make sure you stay hydrated this afternoon. More on your 7-day forecast and rain chances coming up in weather.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And a Vidor man was arrested this weekend after authorities say that he assaulted the mother of his child while stealing her cell phone. This happened in the parking lot of a Little League ballpark in Buna. Now, according to Jasper County Sheriff Chuck Havard, around 5 p.m. Saturday, 21-year-old Kenneth Phelps hit the woman in the face several times with his fist. She tried to fight back and get her phone back, but she wasn't able to. Phelps, apparently, he reached out to the sheriff's office himself after this altercation to make his own report. He was arrested and taken to the Jasper County Jail, and he's now charged with second-degree felony robbery. And several brands, they are recalling more bagged frozen shrimp over concerns of possible radioactive contamination. The recall first announced last week after Walmart pulled the seafood. Now other brands are following suit, including Sandbar, which is sold at Kroger, along with Best Yet, Arctic Shore Seafood Company, Great American Seafood Imports, and First Street. The recalled shrimp was sold between July 17th and August 8th. The FDA says there are no reports of anyone getting sick, but recommends tossing the shrimp or returning it for a refund. For more details, head to fda.gov. And today we are remembering a storm that greatly affected much of the state and forever changed Southeast Texas. Hurricane Harvey, it made landfall 8 years ago today as a Category 4 storm about 30 miles northeast of Corpus Christi. Rockport and Fulton took the direct hit from Harvey's eye wall, and the storm, it would go on to devastate parts of the Golden Triangle. All these years later, some areas, they're still rebuilding from the damage. In just 4 days, many areas received more than 40 inches of rain. Thousands of homes were flooded, displacing 30,000 people and prompting more than 17,000 rescues. Harvey is indirectly blamed for more than 100 deaths and cost $125 billion in damages. Today also marking 20 years since Hurricane Katrina first hit Florida as a Category 1 storm. It went on from there to strengthen to a major hurricane to make landfall as a catastrophic hurricane in Louisiana and Mississippi on August 29th. Katrina caused nearly 1,400 deaths and estimated $200 billion in damages. It remains the costliest storm in U.S. history. And as people in New Orleans reflect on the damage and devastation, a memorial to Katrina is now crumbling away. Paul Murphy has the story.
The Katrina Memorial on the Claiborne Avenue Neutral Ground was the first thing you saw when you crossed into New Orleans' Lower 9th Ward. It stood as a symbol of lives lost and a community's heartbreak. Now the monument to Katrina's devastation has itself fallen victim to time.
And it should be kept up. It should never fall into disrepair like it is.
Robert Green lives on Tennessee Street, not far from the Katrina Memorial. He lost his mother, granddaughter, and family home during the storm. Green said the current condition of the monument is deplorable.
It's falling apart, the floors are all apart, so it's no longer a memorial, it's become an eyesore.
We met community leader Reverend Willie Calhoun at the memorial.
I think that some people that didn't have any respect for this area, don't understand the significance of this area, may have came here and did damage to it.
Calhoun sees what's happened here as a reflection of the surrounding neighborhood.
It's not just the commemoration that's the issue. To me, it's about how we need to rebuild our neighborhood.
Michael Karam from the city's Parks and Parkways tells me that neighbors here in the Lower 9th Ward notified his department about the current condition of the Katrina Memorial. He says that they've been unable to reach the original artist and that his department now plans to clear what's left of the memorial.
Rather than clearing it, what they should do is improve it and repair it.
The Katrina Memorial is expected to be removed over the next couple of days.
Across the nation now this morning, we are hearing from survivors of the deadly tour bus crash outside of Buffalo, New York. 5 people were killed and dozens more injured Friday when a bus carrying 54 passengers flipped onto its side. It had just left Niagara Falls and it was heading back to New York City. Troopers say that the driver got distracted, hit a median, overcorrected, and flipped into a ditch. Among the survivors was a woman traveling with her father from Indiana and an 8-year-old girl.
I started to screaming because the bus, like in a few seconds, lost control, started to shaking like a boat left and right, and then flipped. We unbuckled ourselves, climbed out of the windows.
I saw when the cars crashed, so many people it's hurt, and I see the car was crashed, and so many people was very hurt.
A vigil honored the victims this weekend as the NTSB investigates. Well, school has started and students at the University of South Carolina, they've been given the all clear following reports of a possible active shooter. Sunday evening, students received an alert on the Columbia campus with the search focusing on the library. About 40 minutes later, the university said there was no evidence of a shooter, but still urged everyone to shelter in place. The university says a couple of students were hurt during the evacuation, but they're expected to be okay. Students describing the moments as chaotic just a week into the fall semester.
To think that it's also in the library and just thinking it's on campus. Do you think campus is a safe haven? You know, you want to come to campus to get your education, to get this, that, and the third. But, you know, knowing that, you know, there's an active shooter on campus, everybody's, you know, not wondering and not expecting for this to happen. So just understanding that, you know, there's people.
And this all happening in the aftermath of 2 other high-profile shooting hoaxes on other college campuses. Students at Villanova University in Pennsylvania were told to lock and barricade their doors as an active shooter was reported on campus Thursday afternoon. Meanwhile, a 911 call about an armed person at the University of Tennessee Chattanooga also sent their campus into a lockdown. Police searched both campuses, finding no evidence of an active shooter or anyone with injuries. And meanwhile, a gun buyback program in New Mexico is taking guns off the streets and helping teens turn them into unique tools. It's in its 23rd year. Now, according to New Mexicans to Prevent Gun Violence, since 2016, they've retrieved 4,000 unwanted guns, including 250 this year alone. It's partnered with an Albuquerque school, allowing teens to be creative and enter the discussion about gun safety. They say that they are turning something potentially dangerous into something beautiful.
It's not simply taking an object that was designed to kill and turning into something that sustains life. It gives our young people an opportunity to also have a conversation about it and also to think about what are the causes of gun violence. How do we prevent gun violence?
The program is 100% anonymous, though most people say that they are getting rid of the guns for safety reasons. And with school back in session and worries mounting over shootings, guns, and hoaxes, it's also important to stay alert for scams. John Matarese explains.
It's move-in time on college campuses with classes already starting at some schools. But if you have a student, especially a freshman heading back, make sure they're aware of scams.
These college students are all about social media, and marketers love that.
I get a bunch of bots on my Instagram account that say they want me to pose for a mural.
Like you could win like $1,000, $5,000 if you sign up for this scholarship using like certain links.
College students heading back to campus have a lot of reasons to give out their personal information this time of year, and that's why it's so important to know the difference between a real offer and a scam.
Typically what we see is that someone receives an unsolicited message from someone who is alleging to represent a brand or an organization.
The BBB's Josh Plano says being an influencer or brand ambassador sounds like a great, easy side gig. But you'll know it's a scam if you're asked to pay money or buy a product up front.
That's the time where you need to turn around and leave.
Experts warn that students are the target of a number of financial scams. Fake scholarships, fake apartment listings, fake credit card offers, and online shopping scams. Josh says be cautious of any job that asks you to hand over money, and be wary of companies you've never heard of before.
What that brand stands for, if it is a real one, if it was created overnight.
Caleb Crater says it can be tough to resist a pitch if you're looking for likes and subscribers.
A lot of people are everybody's trying to get famous.
So remind your college students to be on guard for scams and that offers to make easy money could be bogus. That way you don't waste your money. I'm John Matteries, KHOU 11 News.
Well, coming up on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, a big bummer for those attending Burning Man over the weekend, the sandstorm that whipped things up during the festivities. And still ahead, a father's lunch bag art turned a sweet sentiment into a big career change. Your time is now 7:42.
We're working to get more information from Beaumont Police.
Join 12 News weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m.
We bring you the latest breaking news.
And keep you safe when weather impacts your day.
Following the excitement with your team.
Covering local issues that matter in your community.
Watch 12 News at 6 and 10 p.m. and stream on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
I was invited to a party and I drank a few glasses of wine. I take off. The next thing you know, I see 2 pairs of lights behind me. They arrest me. It hurt. Now I have an ignition interlock system in my car and I have to blow in it every day just to turn my car on. When my son sees it, I hear him in the back seat. Daddy, what are you blowing in? It's embarrassing. My name is Eric Guerra. I had just a few glasses of wine, 8 months out, and I'm still dealing with the consequences of it.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with another hurricane tip, protecting yourself against damaging wind. Secure or bring inside outdoor items such as lawn furniture and trash cans to prevent them from endangering property or people. Trim or remove trees close enough to fall on your home and protect windows with permanent storm shutters or sheeting. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Good Monday morning, almost getting up to 8 o'clock. We're about 7:44, 7:45 for this morning. Temperatures not bad at all. We're in the upper 60s in Kirbyville at 69, Jasper's at 68. But seeing temperatures in the 60s here in Beaumont, but now with the sun coming up, we're jumped to 71. Also Orange at 71, then 74 in Port Arthur. Pretty close to 70 degrees in Woodville, right at it, and also Silsbee currently showing a temperature of about 70. Go over to Lake Charles, and you can see the sun is up and going this morning with those clear skies. Nice morning out there to start off your work week on our Reefy 911 Live Skycam network. Hopefully things will be good throughout the day. Once again, you can see clear skies in Jasper. This camera brought to you by Provalis as we look at the Jasper County Courthouse for this morning. A lot of activity up to our north, Oklahoma City, getting some heavy rain out there for this morning. Had a little bit of rain over through the Texas Panhandle as well, but most of the state is pretty quiet. We don't see a whole lot. Closest rain to us is these showers out into the Gulf. They're heading southward, and they're already past Galveston. They're heading towards the south, so no problem for us for this morning. Not expecting any rain today. We're going with mostly sunny skies. Temperatures climbing through the 70s, 80s this morning, around 90 at lunchtime. And then we'll go with highs about 94 to 96 for later on this afternoon with mostly clear skies. This evening we drop through the 80s. By the time we get to midnight, we'll be in the upper 70s, middle upper 70s, and then middle to lower 70s as we start off on Tuesday. Out in the tropics, not a whole lot going on. This is Tropical Storm Fernand. It's moving away from anywhere. It never did get to it close to any land. It continues just to stay out in the open Atlantic. And then we have a little disturbance out into the Caribbean that the Hurricane Center is watching. Last time they put out anything, they only had about a 10% chance of some development there. So not too worried about that. Another computer model showing any development there. And the winds are just not conducive in the Caribbean for any development. Mostly sunny for today. We're seeing temperatures into the middle 90s. A little bit of an east wind at about 3 to 8. For tonight, mostly clear as we'll see temperatures back down into the middle to lower 70s. Small chances for rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're talking isolated showers, highs into the lower 90s. And then more than isolated showers, scattered showers and thunderstorms Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Around 40 to 50% coverage there. Hopefully we can update this forecast a little bit more as we head closer to the weekend and maybe knock those numbers down. We don't want to bring them back up, but we'll see as we get closer to the weekend.
Today and yesterday, no showers there on the forecast. Hard to believe that we went 2 whole days where you don't need your umbrella.
I know. Well, this summer it's been crazy. Now I've seen summers with a drought.
Yes.
Where there's days on end without any rain, so it's either one or the other, it seems like. But looking, like I said, next say 2 or 3 days, not too bad. I think we'll be all right.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. And over the weekend, high wind gusts, they stirred up a big sandstorm at the Burning Man Festival. This video out of Black Rock City, Nevada, shows just how reduced the visibility was on Saturday. It looks messy out there. A spokesperson said gusts reached over 45 miles per hour. The National Weather Service issued a wind advisory, but improved weather conditions on Sunday had festival goers helping each other repair damaged camps and art installations. And residents in Fulshire out in West Houston, they got a taste of the swamp life Saturday when a small gator showed up at a neighborhood pool. Check it out. Police, they posted these photos on Facebook after they spotted the reptile cooling off under the slide. Ooh, he looks feisty. And this was all happening at the landing in Cross Creek Ranch. Now, 2 officers, they jumped into action, going into the pool and even taking the bottom of the slide apart so that they could safely free what they referred to as the Cross Creek Creeper. The little guy has since been relocated. He's going to get a lot bigger, I bet. All right, this morning, a man who is known on social media as the Snack Bag Dad, he is sharing his story. After his lunch bag doodles, they turned a sweet, shared moment with his daughter into a career path change. Here's ABC's Danny New.
As we see in the Breakfast Club, the paper bag holding a school lunch can come with all sorts of surprises inside.
And we're going to draw a little line.
But for the eldest daughter of New Yorker Ryan Waslegger, the biggest surprise usually arrives on the outside.
Her entire first grade, I did not miss one day.
I'm going to draw a very special bag today.
Oh, hey, Bubs.
He's known on social media as the Snack Bag Dad, and he's been decorating the lunchbox of 7-year-old Briar since she was in nursery school. He says sometimes these bags can take 3 to 4 hours as he draws animated favorites such as Garfield, 101 Dalmatians, and so many different Mickeys.
I find myself up late at night thinking about the next bag that I want to do.
However, these lunch bags are not just visual love letters to his daughter, but also to a lifelong passion he almost completely abandoned. Ryan actually originally studied graphic design in college, but then spent almost a decade and a half in insurance sales. Cut to the lockdown of 2020, and like so many of us, Ryan looked in the mirror and realized he needed a change.
To alleviate some of the pressures and some of the stress, I just started to draw on her snack bag. It made her happier. It made me happier. That's good.
4 years and hundreds of bags later, not only are Ryan and Briar drawing on the bags together now,
A Sharpie marker?
Ryan is even teaching classes locally as he pursues a master's in art education. In fact, this past June, he was finally able to officially resign from corporate America.
It's changed my life in so many ways. It gives me a reason to get up.
In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
And ironically, we have our very own lunch bag artist right here at 12 News. These are just a few of the drawings that our production assistant Reese draws for his girlfriend every time he packs her a lunch. He's drawn hundreds over the last 3 years, so many in fact that he says his girlfriend has a binder that's filled with the ones that she can't find room for elsewhere. Very sweet, Reese. And happening today in Beaumont, the Big Thicket National Preserve. They're going to be hosting Voices for the Big Thicket. The event's going to celebrate the National Park Service's birthday. That's this evening from 6 to 8 p.m. at Rogers Park Community Center in Beaumont. It's an opportunity to talk about protecting our internationally recognized nature preserve. And 12 News, we are still trying to clear the shelters through the end of the month. With your help, over 24 animals. They were adopted this past Saturday during our big Clear the Shelters event, but we're not done yet. This one right here is Gravitron. He's got a sci-fi name. He's an 8-year-old domestic short hair at the Humane Society. The shelter says that he has a playful spirit and a gentle heart. I met him this weekend. They say that he gets along well with other cats, dogs, and people too. He has been at the Humane Society since July, and his adoption fee is just $79. So go meet Gravitron and let him pull you into his orbit. All right, we're going to have more news and weather next in your morning rush hour. Your time is now 7:52.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers.
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, cleaning up safely. After the storm has passed, avoid damaged or fallen power lines, poles, and downed wires in case of electrocution. Wear appropriate protective equipment including gloves, goggles, and boots. Clean and disinfect everything that got wet, and when moving heavy debris, work with a partner. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back to Daybreak on 12 News Plus. It's 7:55 right now, and it's time for your morning rush out. Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. 21-year-old Kenneth Phelps of Vidor, he was arrested Saturday after authorities say that he assaulted the mother of his child while stealing her cell phone. This happened at the parking lot of a Little League ballpark in Buna. Officials say that he reached out to the sheriff's office himself to make his own report, but he was arrested and he is now charged with second-degree felony robbery. Hurricane Harvey made landfall 8 years ago today, forever changing southeast Texas. It hit as a Category 4 storm northeast of Corpus Christi. Thousands of homes were flooded, displacing 30,000 people and prompting more than 17,000 rescues. Harvey indirectly blamed for more than 100 deaths and caused $125 billion in damages. And Woodville ISD is celebrating the opening of its brand new elementary campus today. Everyone is invited to a ribbon cutting ceremony this evening at 5:30 p.m. There's going to be a reception after and open come and go tours where guests can explore the new campus until 7 p.m.
No rain today. Looks like a hot, dry day. Temperatures in the middle 90s. We'll see a small chance of rain Tuesday through Thursday. So we got a good 4 or 5 days here with really no chance for much in the way of any rain. Now the weekend not looking so great, as we'll see about a 40-50% coverage of some scattered showers and thunderstorms over the weekend. Won't be a complete washout, but there will be some wet periods and some dry periods over the weekend.
And before we go, check out this reason to smile. This little Mariners fan was caught on camera absolutely demolishing his body weight in popcorn. He's just diving in there. Baseball fans, they're loving it. One person commented on this saying that we should aspire to be this locked in on anything that we do. To make this Toddler's Day even better, the Mariners beat the Athletics 11-4, although so locked in there, I don't know if you even noticed.
I mean, that's the way you do it. Look at that. You don't even use the hands. You just
ought to be a kid again, huh? All right, thanks so much for watching Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm going to be back here at midday at 11. I think you are too, right?
I am too, yeah.
All right, we'll see
y'all
you
have
soon.
a great day.